And we're live.
Sweet.
We're here.
Hello.
All three of us in one place at one time. This can't be reality.
Nope. Except for, that's usually the case.
Yeah.
Except for, like, the past month, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
This has been a special case this past month.
Hey, last week all three of us were here.
If you could... Yeah, I was so angry. You have no idea. Like, right as soon as the call dropped for me, I was just like, I've had enough of this! Stood up, threw my computer chair back, just walked out of the room.
Dramatic movement.
It was a good
was
moment. It was a good moment that you came for, though.
It was, yeah, and we'll...
Like, it's better than if you came like at a random game that you just had nothing to say about.
And then just left right away. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just talking about, like, I don't know, Pokemon. You're just like, I'm tired of this. I'm just unplugging my internet.
Kick it out of the wall and walk away.
Just tell them it went down again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care anyway. Whatever. Walk away. No, I'm back. Just today, actually. Today was the first official day back with... I've been having internet issues for the last week or so. Basically, it was running fine for a while. We had, like, a weird power surge here, and ever since then, it was spotty down here in the basement where my computer is. And, yeah, it's been crappy ever since, so I got a dedicated line put in just for the computer here and for Netflix on my TV. So that should fix stuff, I hope.
Nice.
So that's all done.
Wait, so that mean you're just running wired now?
No, it was always wired, but for some reason, like, the thing was upstairs before, the modem, but now there's, like, a second modem just for, like, my purposes down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we just basically got another line ran from the box to another modem down here. But
Yeah, so
unfortunately...
something wrong with the other modem.
Yeah, it could have been...
You're paying, like, 2 bills, or is it just...
No, it's just one.
Just add on?
Yeah,
okay.
It's just one bill, so it wasn't too bad. They got that all installed today, and I've been just trying to play catch-up ever since. Been watching some YouTube videos from people that I haven't been able to watch from, catching up on podcasts a little bit, but more importantly, downloading updates for every game I have, which is like all of them, because if you miss a week, you're screwed. You have to download every update ever. So yeah, it's been educational. But
we're
I'm
competing
back.
with that music stream. How many people do you think we're losing to it?
At least 100.
At least 100. Okay.
People are just like,
We're losing everyone.
we're losing every single person. There's nobody listening to us
I wonder
right now.
if our number is actually less than normal.
Oh, we're at 17 right now.
Well, I think that's less than we normally have.
Yeah, we usually have a 50.
It is an off day, though.
And again, it is an off day. People weren't expecting it, so
Nobody
that
expects
is
it.
true. And all the cool kids are at home on a Friday night listening to a video game podcast. So
That's how it works. You
there's
spend
also-
your Friday nights listening to the top 10 perspective.
boom, there you go. He just said
Yeah.
it. And I think that means we have to start talking about games.
Not really, but
Alright.
I think that's the rule.
so
Yeah.
begrudging about it.
We have to just avoid those 3 words in succession for as long as we can, or else we have to immediately talk about games.
But we have to say it once every podcast as per legal obligation.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So we just try to make it towards the end and then cut it off at the very end. Right after we say it. That's okay, though. I have games to talk about this week. Well, for the last 2 weeks, basically. So, I'm good to go. I think. I'm still trying
Well,
to
then you should go. You weren't here last time. What have you been playing?
Okay, I'm still trying to parse my feelings on some stuff, so I'm hoping my brain works a little bit better as I talk about the games I'm just gonna go past quickly. I played Heroes of the Storm today to try out a new character. Sylvanas Windrunner was added to the game in the most recent patch, and she is totally fine and playable. So that is fun times.
Is this a MOBA?
It is,
Yeah,
in fact, a
it's-
MOBA.
it's-
Hello, Cat.
Blizzard's.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Blizzard's doing a lot of stuff, though, so I forget.
They do a lot of stuff. Yes, that's true. Yeah, that game's still fine. Some UI tweaks, some tweaks to level cap and stuff, so now when you play games with heroes, you can level them up to level 20 instead of 10, which was the cap before. And yeah, I need to play the new map still, but you can't choose which maps you play, which is a big annoyance because I wanted to just play that new one that they added so I could talk a little bit more about it. But I can't, so instead I'm going to move on and say I played Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds. That's that game by those people who did that Scott Pilgrim game that no longer exists for people to buy.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, so imagine Scott Pilgrim versus a World, the game. Now imagine instead of having to stay to a license, they just let them go crazy with whatever they want. That's basically what this game is. It plays basically the exact same. There's more comboing in it, so it feels more like a fighting game than the other. Like, the other one felt more like your...
just a beat 'em up.
Like a beat 'em up Streets of Rage style, or River City Ransom more specifically.
Which was the entire point, yeah.
Yeah, and this is basically that same format, but there's more combos involved and like a lighter RPG system, but it can unlock more combos or like more damage or whatever. And yeah, I don't know, it's totally playable. It's great. The music is quite good, but it's still not as good as Scott Pilgrim, obviously, because Anamanaguchi did not do this one. So
for sure,
there's that. They didn't have professional musicians do it.
Video game soundtracks ever. So
yeah, it is really, and this doesn't hold a candle to it at all. But everything else plays exactly like you would want if you like that game. So it's something worth checking out. I think it's pretty good. Next game I played, Reign of Kings. It is a terrible piece of shit survival game. It is one of those early access titles, much like DayZ, Rust, or any of those sort of things. It's set in a medieval time period where you basically wake up on a beach with nothing but like a hammer, like a wooden hammer or sword or whatever the hell it is, and you just have to try to survive, get armor.
Is it a hammer or a sword? Those are two pretty different...
You know, it's basically like a piece of driftwood that you can swing around, so, but it's like a little heavier on one end. Yeah, it's more like a club, I suppose. That would be the better descriptor for it. The reason why people were talking about this for a little bit when it came out is because it is so broken. People were just having fun screwing around and doing dumb things with their friends, like tying them to things with rope and like pulling them around while naked on a beach. Like, people were just having fun with how broken the game is. I didn't play it with friends, and it was terrible. It was one of the worst times I've ever had in this year in early access. So
how do you know it's medieval times? Are there like castles?
Yeah, there's a whole like building element. You can build walls and structures and stuff. There are castles. The idea of the game is there is a king, and you can overthrow the king, like, with your clan or house or whatever, and become king and, like, do that sort of stuff. So that's kind of the gameplay element in there to make you want to survive, get stronger, get better gear, or craft better gear, like, find people that you can play with, and overthrow the castle, basically, to become king. But it's just kind of a mess.
It seems a lot more, like structured than your usual survival game.
It is.
Usually those are just literally just like survive.
It is. It
has like an objective.
But it has an objective, which is kind of sad when one objective makes a structure for a video game, really. Like, but yeah, I don't know. It devolved into what all these games do online. People just like belittling each other and then like doing gross lewd things in chat and all that sort of stuff. I didn't have very much fun with it at all, and it made me come to the realization that I'm not in the market for another survival game. Like, I have my one or two that I've been invested in and I know about, so I can play them pretty much anytime and feel comfortable with it. I can't open my heart and mind up to another one, though. There's so many of these damn things everywhere, and I'm just kind of tired of them. So,
right.
I had a bad time with it, and I don't suggest anybody buy it. One I am having fun with, though, is Cities Skylines. This game is
a hot game right now.
It's absolutely fantastic. It is so good, and I can't really tell what it is about it that made it better than SimCity, mainly because I didn't play that new SimCity. But I've never really been big into SimCity for a long time anyway, but this just felt good. There was something so natural and, like, charismatic about it. It's very basic, but there's stuff you do have to learn, like building roads and buildings and stuff. That's all easy. But then you have to worry about, like, electricity and later on taxing people and loans from the bank, all that sort of stuff. So that's all in there, but really at the core of all of this is basically how well do you handle traffic and having a lot of people in an urban environment, which makes sense because the thing they did before this company is, what the hell is it called? It's called, like, City in Motion or something like that, which was just a transit simulator building game, basically.
Right, yeah.
So this is kind of just, like, them adding on a SimCity component to that, but it works, kind of. There's still some issues I have with the transit system and, like, building the highways and stuff to make sure they don't get completely run amok with cars, and building the public transportation system, which is kind of weird because you would think that if they did that a whole game based on that before, they should maybe have that really down before they start adding new stuff into building a whole city. But either way, it doesn't really matter. I put way too much time into that game, and I didn't feel like time was passing at all. It was one of those games that it just eats up all of your time, because there's so many little things to manage, and the fucking industrial area always keeps burning down in my town for some reason, and I don't know why. There's somebody running around setting fires, and I have, like...
Wait, is someone actually setting a fire, or are you just,
no,
like, screwing something up?
I'm not screwing something up, because on every street corner in the industrial area, I had to put a fire station, and the building right beside the fire station burned down. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm so angry.
Like, if you're gonna start somewhere, that's a good place. Like, it's a critical spot.
I guess, like, if you're an arsonist, getting rid of, like, the fire station might be your first choice. Otherwise, maybe...
Exactly.
Otherwise, you have to send a message.
Take them out of the knees, right?
You have to send a message to the fire station, so that when they look out their windows, they're just like, oh no, we can't do anything about this, even though we're next door. There's weird little problems with that. Like, with the city, like the dumping and stuff, getting landfills and incinerators and stuff like that, it just seemed like no matter what I did for a while there, the dump trucks just weren't going out at all, like to enough people to get rid of all the garbage that was accumulating.
This almost sounds like a supervillain's, like, plot.
It's
he
weird.
Just, like, he hits, like, one thing and it's like, oh crap, and this caused the dump trucks not to be able to move, and then there was riots in the street. But again, back with the fire department thing, like, it almost seems like a Batman villain, like, simultaneously blew up every fire department at the same time, and it's like, oh crap.
Yeah, well,
crippled Gotham now.
I'll tell you what this has taught me, this game, is that if you want to be a supervillain, all you have to do is take out some major roadways, and you will fuck over millions of people in a city right away. Like, it is crazy. Like, without the right amount of flow for traffic in that game, my dump trucks weren't getting to the other side of the highway for, like, the other part of my city expansion in time to pick up garbage. People started dying from diseases because the garbage was piling up, and then there was sewage everywhere. Like, it got really bad, and it was all because I didn't have, like, 2 overflow lanes on one major road. It's really weird that way, but
right.
That's kind of where the charm is, maybe.
Makes you think.
It really does, and I even said that, like, after playing this game, I will never bitch about how, like, city planning works again. I will never do it.
Have you looked into any of the mod scene? Because I understand it is quite healthy.
Yes, I have looked into them, but I have not utilized them yet, because if you use mods in your main gameplay, you don't unlock, like, in-game achievements and stuff like that to get other stuff.
Sure.
So I haven't really gone in depth with that, but I know there is first-person mode now. Like, before, you could scroll really far into your city, and, like, you would have a bird's-eye view of, like, the buildings and stuff, and it would be really close. But it would be cool to walk around my city GTA style and just, like, see what's going on. That's another thing, by the way, is that you can click on any building, any car, any person in the city, and they will have, like, a story behind them, so, and you can follow them. So it's like, you click on this one girl walking down the street, you find out her name is, like, Mary Sue or something, and she is a high school student who's kind of happy right now, and she's going to her high school, and sure enough, you follow her for, like, a minute, and she goes into her high school,
like,
and it's
you do.
Yeah. That's so creepy. It's so creepy. It's kind of cool, though, because, like, each sim or whatever, the little people do have their own houses, and those residences are named after their family name and stuff. So it keeps track of all that quite well, which is a pretty amazing feat.
Can't you also change their names?
You can change their names, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was listening to Idle Thumbs, and one of the guys on that was saying, like, when he first started, like, a plane flew by, so he just renamed it to, like, Cool Plane. And then when he built an airport,
it came in
searching. Well, he was it didn't.
Oh,
but he was hoping like maybe Cool Plane would fly in.
That would be cool.
Which would be pretty great.
That would be cool. Yeah.
One of the mods that I had heard about that I thought was really cool is being able to control the planes, like fly a plane.
I haven't heard of that.
Someone put that in. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, City Skylines, like, if you're the type of person that likes SimCity games that aren't terrible, it's really, really good. It is, like I said, I don't really even like city building games, and I absolutely adore this game and everything that I did in it for the, like, probably 12 hours I've played of it now.
So you're saying that SimCity 2013 was the SimCity we deserved, but this is the SimCity that we needed?
Yeah, that's exactly... That whole tirade I just went on, that's basically the one-line summation of what I wanted to say.
That's your thesis statement right there?
That's it right there. That's the hook line at the beginning of the paragraph. Okay, so you can talk more about Ori and the Blind Forest because I have completed that game 100%.
Okay, I completed it too, and I got a problem with that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Metroidvania-style games.
Yes.
The core concept of a Metroidvania-style game is to go back and keep playing and find all the secrets.
Yeah, the new game, the lack of New Game Plus is terrible.
Just the fact that when you finish Ori and the Blind Forest, you are locked out of your save. That was the end of it.
Yep.
Like, you can't even get to the point before it?
No,
like
you can't do anything.
It's gone.
You are done,
You're done
with that save.
You're done.
It might as well not exist. You are locked out of that save.
Really weird. Oh, yep. Super Metroid kind of did the same thing, because the last save point in that game didn't let you go back anymore.
I can't even go into a last
No,
save point.
like,
I can't play
it's
anything.
done. It just says on your screen, completed, like, for your save file, and nothing happens.
It literally is just holding up space.
Yeah, it is. It's like hilarious.
There's no positive to it. So,
yeah.
Which is insane, because I loved that game. And I was doing, like, I was running all over the place, and I didn't know when the end was, but I was thinking, like, well, I'm sure it's gonna, like, because it kind of mentions it, like, it's before you go into this, like, volcano-y place.
Yeah.
The little fairy thing says, like, we might not be able to come back. And I assume he meant, yeah, because I'm going into a place full of lava. I'm gonna die a bunch. I got it. We might not come back alive.
Oh, you thought it was, like, a narrative thing he was saying? Yeah, and not, like, the gameplay?
I thought something specific would come up, because usually when there's, like, a no going back, something pops up saying, you will not be able to return after this. Like, a user, like a UI message.
Yeah.
But that never happened, and then I just ended up finishing the game, and it was like, ah, crap. Because I did a lot of it, and I wanted to go back and keep playing it. Like, and I had so much fun with it. There's been times where I was like, I could just, like, start another game, but I don't want to redo so much of it. Like, I got, like, 90% complete. You know, if I was maybe 60, I might do it, but I did so much of it that it's like, I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
I'm super bummed out, because I had so much fun with it, and I wanted to get absolutely everything. Because you get so powerful, and I was maybe, like, 4 power-ups from having the entire skill tree completed. Like, I got really close. But,
yeah.
Regardless, I absolutely loved that game. I have my full reviews on Comic Book Bin, but how did you like it to the end?
It is really well done. I really like that game. I really like the pacing of that game and how it paces out all the power-ups you get, or, like, the abilities you get. So every time you get an ability, you have enough time to really get comfortable with it until they throw you into the next basic chasm that you have to get yourself out of with it. And I think the ending is the perfect culmination of what video games should be, where they're mechanics-driven things that you are controlling. So the ending should be a nice, fluid combination of everything you've learned by playing the rest of this game thrown all at you at once. And you have to do everything you've learned to get out of this place in this specific case, basically.
That's true. I had one issue with the ending in just, like, I felt like they should have put, like, some save points. because like it got to the point where it was like one-hit kills, and it was like, man, I was going so far, and then like I hit the wall, and for whatever reason they wanted this wall to be an insta kill just based on time.
Are we talking about the last chase scene specifically?
I think so,
because I have some problems with that last chase scene just in how the level was designed, in that there are points you hit where like a thing will happen, like an item will drop, not an item, sorry, but like a, say fiery boulder or something will drop at the specific time. If you go too fast because you are too good at moving with your character, you can run into that. You have to kind of go at the speed they dictate with their like checkpointing system for the game.
Rubber banding again.
I wouldn't call it rubber banding.
It's not really rubber banding.
They just have a really specific pace they want you to go through it, and it's just you have to be really tight with it.
Yeah,
because there was another one that really threw me off. It's a lot of the escape times. They have like really specific timing they want you to do.
They are, yeah.
Like the wind one took me forever because it had a lot of like falling spiky rocks. That it's just if you didn't know exactly where to hide, as soon as that thing touches you, restart.
Yeah.
So it's just the it's kind of similar to like a lot of the like chase things from like Rayman Legends, where it's like, no, you have to constantly be running, you have to hit everything. Like it's almost quick time event, like in how tight they want you to do it. So
yeah, it's one of those things that say like you start at like, let's just say in a timeline sense, you start at 0 or whatever. This boulder will always fall at like 3 seconds or whatever. So you have to make sure that you either dodge around it in that 2.5 to 3.5 second span, or like either wait for it to go by and then go, or just be faster than that completely. So it's one of those annoying things that, like, if you are going really fast because you've gotten used to how to move your character and go really fast, you can just run into shit. I would kind of prefer the rubber banding, honestly. It seems like all of the events, basically, for the last chase happen right from the beginning. They're all timed based on when the chase begins, not what point you are at in the chase sequence. And that's what's annoying to me.
Sure, I could see, yeah. Well, I think that's just because it's so specifically timed.
Well, it's to keep fluidity of the whole level, because it runs in a very good frame rate, like on the PC version anyways. I haven't played the other one, and I know John was having problems with it. So, like, it obviously loads the whole level right away, which is why it does it. It's not like loading little bits and pieces as it goes. So that might be why, but I'm not sure. Either way, that game's great.
Those scenes are cool, definitely when you finish them, but my favorite was just running around the environments and finding the hidden stuff.
Yeah, that stuff's really nice. Yeah. For sure.
Great for podcasting. Like,
amazing for it. Yep.
Yeah, I loved it. John, did you try it out again at all?
No.
No? Okay.
He's done.
Just letting that one sail, you're past it?
I think I might be done with it, yeah.
Alright.
I think I got burned.
That's probably fair.
No. That's a bummer. I really liked that game.
Okay. Yeah. And then I went and finished Hotline Miami 2.
So, I've only played the first, I guess not including the prologue, the first 2 episodes.
I would like to...
Yeah, episodes, not acts. Episodes.
I would like to know some of your opinions on it, because I've been, like, just spouting them as I was playing through it on Twitter. So, like, people might already know some of my opinions on it, but I want to know what you think about that game.
I thought it was fine. It's Hotline Miami again. It's just more of it.
Yeah, that game isn't good. The Hotline Miami 1 is good. Hotline Miami 2,
What's not good about it? It seems like the exact same game.
It is, but it isn't. They went too big with it, and the thing I liked about Hotline Miami 1 is it is a fast-paced cocaine binge murder puzzle that you run into a building and there's like walls everywhere in different rooms, and you kind of have to think on the fly. You don't have to think on the fly, but that's how I like to play Hotline Miami 1, which was possible because a lot of the situations it put you in were very enclosed spaces or corridors and hallways and stuff like that in apartment buildings or laboratories or wherever the hell they wanted to put you. Hotline Miami 2 likes to have these giant sprawling levels where dudes can shoot you across the fucking map because they have great eyesight. Nice. Yeah, so there are some problems with, I think, just the level design in general. And they added way too many dudes, whereas 1 or 2 would suffice in, like, really good positioning. they just throw 4 or 5 in an open area and expect you to deal with all of them, even though 2 of them have guns, and you're not allowed to pick up a weapon because this character is not allowed to hold weapons, and it forces you to play that way for that level. That's another...
Well, I'm okay with that, because that makes you
play
differently. That part's fine.
I'm not okay... I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with them not tailoring the levels to maybe, like, feel like there's a reason why, like, do cool things with this new cool playstyle or whatever. They just kind of did the same thing that you could play with any of the different masked characters, but they put you in a situation with a dude who only has his fist with, like, maybe 5 guys with guns or something. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it would have been, if they had put a little more thought into the quality of, like, the level design, I think it would have went a long way. I will say, though, it is still, for most intents and purposes, Hotline Miami, so if that's the type of thing you want, this is more of it, but you will have to slow yourself down, get used to looking, like, panning the camera out and using guns way more than before, and creating murder rooms.
So I've only played the first 2 levels, so I haven't seen a lot of this, but that last statement you made seems like it'll be fine for me, because I play these games really cautiously.
Yeah,
like,
then, you know what, this will probably be
like,
better for you than 1, honestly.
Like, I definitely, like, well, because I remember there was this specific one level near the end of the first one. I think it was like an epilogue level or whatever. It was just one big open room, which I never finished, because I was like, I just don't play this game fast. I just can't keep running the whole time and shooting. Because I do is I run into a room, I look around, I see where the closest guy is. If I can shoot him, that's cool. Otherwise, I'll make a noise, and then I'll just bottleneck them at the door. And it's this really, like, scaredy, wimpy way of playing Hotline Miami. I understand. But
it is the only way you can play Hotline Miami 2. You cannot run and gun in this game.
Well, this seems great for me.
Okay, fair enough. I like the music better in this game too.
I was gonna say the music has already been like great.
It's way better.
I expect, so I'm looking forward to it. Like Hotline Miami 1, is the soundtrack just in the Steam source files?
You know what? I don't know. I would be interested to know that. That would seem weird because they're selling the soundtrack separately as well.
Okay, yeah, well, I guess if it was, I probably would have heard of it by now, but I just remember that was in the first time. It was like, you can just get them all, it's in the directory or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I want to play more of it, so.
That story is messed up, too, and it ends, the last mission is so fucking weird. The last mission is kind of what brings it back to, like, oh, this is kind of a literal cocaine binge. Like, this is really weird. So,
okay.
For me, for the longest time, I didn't like how it played mechanically because I liked the way the first one played that way with the level design. But the story and like the way it kept jumping around held me enough to keep going through it. And I can't say I was really disappointed, but there's a lot of weird jumping around that it's kind of hard to know what's even going on at all. There's a lot of flashbacks and flash forwards and stuff like that. But all in all, I mean, if you're looking for a Hotline Miami game, it's fine. There's nothing really wrong with that. It just didn't play the way I like to play Hotline Miami 1. And I think if this was Hotline Miami 1, it would be totally fine and amazing. It's just the reason I'm bitching about it is because I have something to do. So,
and the first one was just so much better, so you're like,
maybe
harder on this one?
Maybe that, yeah, I expected a little bit more or like something, I'm not sure. But yeah. A little bit harder on it because I had such a great time with the first one. I think it was my game of the year that year, even. So here's another question. Yeah.
At the beginning, it asks, "Do you want to see like an aggressive sexual
rape scene?" Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the prologue episode, right?
Yeah, that's literally the first thing in the game.
Yeah. So I did that, and I'm just wondering, does it ever go back to that? Because at the moment, that just seemed totally unnecessary. Like what would like. So it doesn't go back to that?
Well, because they were shooting a movie. It was part of the movie they were filming. Yeah.
Does it ever go back to just mentioning that movie? Okay, then I don't...
Oh, yeah. It goes back to the movie concept every now and then, but not like that scene or anything like that.
So is it just unnecessary?
It is. Yeah, it's gratuitous.
Okay. Yeah, that's just... Like, yeah, that's super weird. Because I remember when it coming out, it was like, well, hopefully... Like, it's not... Rape's not great, obviously. But maybe they're doing something with it, and it's a bummer that they're doing nothing with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I really think it was just one of those things that they put it in because they knew that when they showed it, people would be talking about it, and that drives sales. So,
I guess. I mean, and like I played it just to see what they were talking about, but I really don't think you need to see it. Apparently, especially if you get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Like it's a tutorial level.
And honestly, it's not even that graphic or anything. Like, it's not anything worse than killing a whole lot of dudes and like ripping their spines out or anything, but it's just there unnecessarily. Like, it's just kind of gross because if there was a reason why it was there, like, I don't know if you can ever make a case for why you would have a rape scene in a game about just killing a bunch of mobsters, but I don't know, man. It's gross. It's just all around gross.
It seems to just be in there just for the sake of, like, we needed to turn... It's the second one, so we needed to turn it up to 11.
It really does feel like that, yeah. But they don't even go far enough where, like, there's even more stuff like that, or, like, even more terrible things. That is, like, as far as they go, and then they're like, okay, we won't do any more of this because it's gross. It's like, then why do it at all? If you're not going to dial it up to, like, 15, why are you dialing it up to a little over 10? It's stupid, but whatever. Whatever.
Actually, kind of side tangential thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Because when Hotline Miami 1 came out, it was getting a lot of references to, like, Drive, the movie.
Yeah.
And I wanted to recommend another movie I watched last weekend that was giving me a lot of Drive vibes. I saw John Wick.
John Wick's great.
I don't know if... John, have you seen John Wick?
I've been meaning to see it for a while.
Yeah. In fact, you share a name with the main
Yeah,
character.
you are named after John Wick, the patron saint of guns.
It's my favorite saint.
Anyway, I would recommend that movie. It's brutal, much like Drive, but also real stylish and a great soundtrack.
But, like, very grounded, too. It's not like the Crazy John Woo floating through air kind of thing. It's very gritty, like, just execution style, going into a room, like, throwing a guy down and shooting him in the head. Like,
yeah, you're right. I would say in the way he's... Like, what he's doing is grounded, like, the way he's killing them. Because you'll even have stuff where he, like, shoots a guy... but like twice, but then wants to shoot him in the face.
Well, he execution styles all of them. He shoots them 3 times, like twice, and then 1 in the head. It's really weird.
The one thing that's very not grounded is he is literally apparently the best killer in all of time because everyone knows of him.
Oh, everybody.
Like, but that's also great, and I don't want to spoil anymore. And I don't really think there is much spoiler.
Like that's what I love about that too, though. Is that he's so good at killing that his main enemy in the movie is fucking scared of him. Like, he...
Yeah, no, there's a lot of really good moments. That cop moment is real great.
Yep.
And, like I said, I don't want to say much more, but, if you're, if you liked Drive, if you like Hotline Miami, I would definitely recommend, the movie John Wick.
I agree. Cool. I agree. Speaking of driving and guns, I played Battlefield Hardline, whatever. I don't know. That game is Bad Boys. If you've ever seen the movie Bad Boys, that's what that game is.
Well, that sounds like a glowing review right there.
It's actually really good, and I've enjoyed a lot of it, and I am excited now that I'm back online. I can go back and play more of it. I don't particularly like the Battlefield games online stuff, mainly because I'm not very much into the online shooting. Like, I'll play them every now and then, but that's not my main drive. I really, really like the stealth in this game. A lot of the game is stealth-based, and it's done very well. It feels almost like playing stealth Far Cry more than it feels like playing a Battlefield game at all, which is kind of weird. But, yeah. Stupid cop moments, like saying dumb one-liners and then, like, shooting a dude and cars blowing up and high-speed chases. It's Bad Boys with stealth mechanics from Far Cry.
So is it, like, kind of tongue-in-cheek? Like, is it funny?
I think it takes itself seriously, like, way too seriously, but it is trying to go for that Bad Boys vibe, so it doesn't work out that way. It should be more tongue-in-cheek, I think. But,
okay.
But, yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm having a very good time with it, so... I need to play more of it before I can really form an opinion on, like, the game as a whole. again, like I said, not huge into the multiplayer components, even though I did play a little bit of it. I mean, if you're going to play the multiplayer, I still just like the Conquest mode, the basic Battlefield, like, hold a position mode more than the other stuff, but people say that the other stuff they like way more, so I don't know. You would probably have to decide for yourself. I'm just really, really into the career mode right now, the campaign, so I'm going to see that through. It's dumb. It's a dumb game, but it's kind of good.
I can't tell if this is like a thumbs up or like a thumbs down.
It's kind of a thumb sideways with your hand there going, eh. Well, like with your whole hand out, going like, eh. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your camera is frozen, but...
Yeah. Well. Yeah, no, I know. And if I try to fix that, it will destroy everything with the video layout, so that's why it's staying that way.
People will just have to imagine, just, paint a word picture.
Yeah.
Podcast, anyway, so...
Yeah. And then the final game I played is I finished off Episode 2, Out of Time, for Life is Strange.
Yeah, let's talk about it!
Oh my god, it's so good. Okay.
Yeah, I really liked it again.
Yeah.
As I said on Twitter, this is my second favorite Twin Peaks game.
Yeah.
I love all the Twin Peaks references.
So many. So many.
Yeah, there's so many in there, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
What did you think? How'd you like it?
I think it's the most important episode so far. The first one kind of throws you into this world with, like, quirky things happening, and it feels like, oh, this is kind of weird. You have this supernatural power in, like, a very grounded environment with people acting the way, like, most college kids might or whatever. But this one started bringing in more characterization of the people around you instead of focusing just on Max. But when it does focus on stuff with Max, it's very subtle, and, like... There's a whole part, basically, where you find, like... It's weird without, like, giving out spoilers or whatever, but basically, Max left... I think we discussed this, her best friend Chloe, like, early in life or whatever, came back and kind of, like, reacquainted with her and found out Chloe had a best friend that went missing between, like, their time together. And
right, which is kind of one of the big questions going through the series is what happened.
What happened to Rachel, and why does everybody know her like really well? But yeah, you go to like their hiding spot where they used to hang out or whatever, and there's just like little key moments and stuff that show that Max is actually jealous that like she left and Rachel became the new friend of Chloe and stuff. But more importantly, just from a mechanic thing, this is where the mechanics and the story start intertwining a little bit, which is what got me super excited for what's to come. Is that my problem with the first game is that it's an adventure, story-based, like, narrative or whatever, and your main thing you can do, the gimmick of it, is you can rewind time and kind of choose new options. In this one, you can do that a little bit, but they started introducing this idea that Max cannot, like, control it all the time, and she kind of loses the ability, and you lose the ability to rewind time at the most pinnacle moment.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask, like, does that happen multiple times? Because that only happened once for me.
It only happened once, but they introduced this idea, so now this is actually a cool thing. So, like...
Yeah, it's not exactly, like, an expendable resource. It's narratively she loses the ability to continuously do it. And I wanted to ask you, no spoilers whatsoever.
Yeah.
Did the person survive or not?
Yes.
Mine didn't.
Oh no!
I know, right?
Okay. As soon as we're done this, we have to talk a little more in depth or something.
Oh my gosh, we totally have to like spoiler cast this when it's finally done. I hate that it's on a 2-month release cycle.
We should almost just spoiler cast episodes as they come out, because I'm not gonna remember this.
Those would be way too short of episodes, but
we could just make a 15-minute episode or something.
Maybe that's true.
So yeah, the things I like about this one, there's more character development. There's more, like, there's a dude named David Madsen who in the first one is just the most giant piece of shit, but he's a little more likable, kind of, in this, depending on, like...
I don't think so.
I don't
that guy.
I don't know. He seemed a little more affable, especially at the very, very end where they're doing, like, this panning shot of, like, the different people after, like, this incident happened, and he's basically, like, crying or whatever. So like
I'm not sure I saw that.
His facade is like breaking a little bit of being the tough ex-army guy. He was just like losing his shit a little bit. But like I said, more importantly is that the conceit of this whole time travel thing, or like rewinding time and choosing new options. First of all, they play with that very cleverly in very basic and kind of just annoying gameplay gimmicky shit. Like collecting bottles is one of the things you have to do in a part of the game, but they kind of tie that into with your ability to rewind time kind of in a cool way. It's hard without like spoiling
I'm kind of two minds with that part. Because when I first like find 5 bottles, I was like, I understand this is an adventure game. Are you literally making me pixel hunt like an old school adventure game?
That's what annoyed me.
That was annoying. But what ended up working is like every time I would select an object, I would just get more inner monologue from Max, which I just love.
Yeah.
I just love learning about the character and stuff.
Yeah.
And specifically, like, there's like a shack that you find in that area, and then you learn like a whole ton of stuff. So like I was like, oh wait, I'm totally cool searching for these bottles.
Yeah.
I just got to experience a bunch more stuff.
They introduced a shady new character, like, fully. He was always there, but they actually, like, gave him a name, and you talk with him, and he's kind of a piece of shit, but the bigger piece of shit is Nathan Prescott, and he needs to die so fucking violently. Holy crap. Dude, you have no idea how mad I was. I was clenching my fist. I'm like, do not do this to my character. Do not fuck her over. Like, I was so angry.
I'm not sure if you checked the stats at the end, because you can compare with your friends.
I couldn't.
Friend who has the game.
I couldn't. I was offline.
Oh, that's weird. So I checked. I was able to check yours.
It must have updated.
No. Sorry, I wasn't able to check yours.
Yeah,
I played it before you did. I went back to the first episode though, and we did like almost everything opposite.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I'm kind of curious how ours turned out in the second episode.
Sure.
But anyway, yeah, that's just a really great game. I love. You kind of mentioned before, even though they have time travel, they still don't do like a ton like grandiose with it. Like there's kind of one puzzly section that you have to keep rewinding, but for the most part, even though you've just revealed your ability to your friend at the end of the first episode, they don't really like jump into like now you got to do crazy stuff. Like they just do stuff like, hey, why don't you tell me what's going to happen in this diner?
Yeah,
and like it's still just like real low and calm.
Yeah,
and once again, cool. I just wanted to point out this game's like appreciation for music is great. Yeah, they'll just like instead of like, hey, we have to go to the diner now, and then next scene you're at the diner. There's an entire like bus ride where Max is just listening to her headphones, and you're just like watching the town go by, listening to the song and stuff. And yeah, I love just being in this game's world.
Yeah, it's really good. But like I said, the most important thing is that whole fast or rewind thing, where they make you like not be able to use it, is such a good part where you're just like, I would love to be able to rewind this. No, fuck you. Like this is real life. There's no rewinds. There's no redos. Do this right. And then I did, and I felt so good.
That's true. The last thing I was gonna ask is so. They're talking about a video throughout the scene. Is there any way to see that video?
Dude, I was looking to.
Like, I was just like... I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I gotta be creepy and see this video. I was just like...
Whatever, I was.
It? Like, is there a way, like...
I don't think there is.
Was I supposed to go on someone's computer? I kind of like that there isn't a way to see it, because they didn't need to make that scene. They talk about it enough, and you wouldn't get anything good out of being able to watch that scene. It would just be kind of creepy. But I was just wondering, like, is it somewhere in here? Am I just not finding it or whatever? But yeah, just kind of an odd thing. Yeah. Cool. May is the next episode. I'm looking forward to it.
That's way too far. That's not cool.
I know, 2 months. Okay.
Yeah. And that is all I played this week.
Finally, we finished all your games.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go away now, I guess.
Goodbye, we'll miss you.
No, you played a lot. Why don't we jump into me real quick, because we talked about most of mine, so we'll just finish me off. I've been playing Fruit Ninja Connect 2.
Okay.
Which I didn't know this was a thing.
Me neither.
Yeah, it popped up on my radar a couple weeks back, so I sent in a review request for it. So I played that a bit this week. It's Fruit Ninja Connect again.
Amazing.
There's not really anything that new to it. There's a couple modes that kind of tweak the formula the smallest bit, but it is just Fruit Ninja. One thing I can't remember if the original one had or not is objectives to work on in between games, like if you guys played like Jetpack Joyride, it would have like 3 little sub-objectives on the side for you to focus on while trying to also make it as far as possible.
Mm-hmm.
This game does have those, and they're always really weird. Like, actually, the achievements too, they make you play in just the weirdest ways. Like one of the new little modes is you're playing Fruit Ninja, but someone's also throwing shuriken at you. So you have to, like, there'll be a target coming on your silhouette, and you have to dodge it, right? It's just Fruit Ninja with, like, now you need to dodge something mechanic. They're very similar. But then there'll be an achievement for being hit by every shuriken that comes across. Which is just weird. Like, you would never try to play that way, and it's just funny that they make you play that way.
I'm being told by Video Shinobi that happens in the original as well, but I don't.
The original as
remember.
well. Okay, thank you for letting me. I couldn't remember. But yeah, I guess kind of to a fault, it's so similar to the first game.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed that. It is a silly fun. There's multiplayer in this one, which I haven't been able to test out. I'm going to test that out this weekend. Hopefully that's funny. Apparently, also, you pause the game by bowing to the Kinect, but I couldn't get that to work. But that's a funny idea.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I really liked Fruit Ninja Connect, the first one. I think it even ended up on my top 10 list for that year. Hopefully I get the same kind of enjoyment out of this one. And the other game I'm going to talk about is the second episode of Tales from the Borderlands.
Okay.
So play through that. Even longer break between episode 1 and 2. The first one came out 4 months ago.
Oh, God.
From what I understand. Yeah. Again, I was mentioning it before. I think it's mainly because they just focused on Game of Thrones because there's a much bigger audience for that.
Yeah.
Because we got like 3 episodes of Game of Thrones inside of 2 episodes of Tales from the Borderlands. This second episode is really good. It's really funny, which I was surprised. I actually laughed out loud several times. Also really buggy. I straight up had a moment where they do the title card sequence and they have this big song playing and stuff, and it was a great title card sequence. I quite enjoyed it. And then the scene changes, but the song kept playing.
Huh.
Like just over the scene. Like I was like, is this supposed to happen? But they were just talking, and I was like, I don't think it's supposed to happen. I also had weird issues of just geometry not moving. Like a dude picked up a piece of paper, and when he went to put it down, it stopped halfway through, and his hand just went down. And then there was a floating piece of paper for the rest of the scene right there.
Oh, I had the same problem with Life is Strange. There's a part where you have to use a crowbar. That crowbar was just floating in that space for the rest of that whole part.
That's weird. That is weird. And so I had that thing happen twice to me in Tales from the Borderlands. So, yeah, I don't have too much to say about this episode. I quite enjoyed it. There will be a review quite soon for it. I really liked. I kind of like where it's going. This scenario is really silly and odd, and the characters often bring that up, which is just quite funny. Loaderbot is the best character. Every scene he's in, he's hilarious, and I think straight up at one point they're like upset with Loaderbot, and he responds with "I am shame," which was pretty good. He's also into fist bumping. So Loaderbot's like the actual robot from the Borderlands universe that you want to hang out with, as opposed to being forced to hang out with Claptrap. Anyway, episode 2, I quite liked it. So
cool.
If people are playing that and they haven't played episode 2 yet, look forward to that. John, what have you been playing?
All right, I've been playing a little bit more Shuffle, unlocked everything, all the new content. Still enjoying it. Still haven't paid a cent.
Are you done? Like, have you done everything with it?
No, I just unlocked the last EX stage, which is Mewtwo, so now I'm trying to figure out how to beat that.
Do you think you're going to be done after that?
No, because they'll add more content before I'm able to do that.
Okay.
So they said in the next couple weeks they're adding more stages.
Is this bringing like are you interested in match 3 games now? Are you going to go play some Bejeweled?
I've always kind of liked match 3 games. I just never really went out of my way to get them.
Because they weren't Pokemon themed.
No, because like I couldn't run Candy Crush on my phone, so
Okay.
I probably would have gotten into Candy Crush had I actually had a way to play it.
Okay.
Tried out Codename Steam because I finally switched over to my new 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Whoa.
Yeah. First off, the new 3DS, really weird to get used to when you've been used to the original model.
Huh.
It feels like massive, and
Oh, okay.
it kind of is because I mean, here's the size difference.
Yeah, because you didn't have an XL.
Yeah,
You went
so
to
this is
XL.
the size
Okay.
difference I went from.
Right.
I'm a little torn on that game. I'm not sure how to feel
Okay.
because
I mean, I don't like it. I'm
Yeah,
still
I
trying
like-
to finish it so I can
I like
view
the
it, and
aesthetics.
it's hard.
I like the aesthetics, I like the gameplay,
I
but
like the gameplay.
for some reason, like the first early stages just decided to kick my ass straight up.
Oh, they're all like that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like. You need to progress through those levels at such a slow pace because there could just be an enemy that comes out of anywhere and does a lot of damage.
No, here's the problem. I was going too slow apparently because they just started rushing me.
Oh yeah, no, and if you're going too slow, they'll just start spawning more enemies. So the game's like, no, you need to get to the end and kill that boss. I don't care if there's like mortar attacks coming down all around you. We're just going to keep spawning enemies, so you better not camp around.
I was just trying to find the gears, so
There are some stages that you can like clear out and then search for the gears.
yeah.
But there's really quickly with me, it was like I haven't killed all the enemies, I haven't found any gears, but I have someone near the goal, and I want this level to end.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like even like mission 1, like one of the first couple of stages, I got rushed by infinite enemies and died a bunch. I was just like, what the hell? Isn't it supposed to ease you into this a little bit more?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm still having troubles. I just finished a stage last night that I was getting destroyed on, and it is a hard game. And
How
it was
far
hard
in the game are you? Because I think there's like 16 chapters and there's 3 missions.
Oh man,
3
is there
missions,
really 16 chapters?
something like that.
They're not 3 missions each. I know that for sure. I think I'm on chapter 7. Oh my god.
Almost halfway there, Sean. You're almost there.
Don't
Oh
sound
my-
too excited.
I don't want to play
When you had to have your
anymore.
review up.
Well, I can put it up kind of whenever, but it's just like I should get on it. But so many other games are coming out that I'm enjoying. It's just hard to keep going back to this game.
No, I get you. I don't know. I'm still gonna keep playing that. Other than that, I've been playing.
A quick
Payday
question
2.
for your 3DS. With the improved 3D, are you playing with it?
Tried it out. It actually started giving me a headache.
Oh.
Okay.
So
How do you like the C stick? Is it as bad as people are saying?
I kind of found myself switching back to the buttons to move the camera.
Which sucks.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
not that bad. It's not a game where you need
How do you
quick turning.
feel? How do you feel about just not being able to like see the map? Because I really don't like that.
I do and don't like that.
Like I understand it's supposed to be like you can only see what your opponents can see, and it's like, well, these enemies know always where I am. But anyway, yeah, I want to play Fire Emblem instead. Anyway,
Yeah,
I've talked about
I don't know. I realize playing this, the more I play it, the more I just want to play XCOM.
just a better tactics game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never understood. I'm like, when you originally complained about how long the alien turns take,
Oh yeah,
I was like, oh man, it's not that bad. It can't be that bad. XCOM does it pretty fast. No, it's really fucking slow.
right.
Yeah.
You can't skip it. How do you do that?
And my favorite part is when you're waiting around for an alien who's not even on the map to move.
Yeah, and because you can't see the area, you're just staring at a wall.
Yeah.
You're
and, like,
literally not seeing anything happen, but they want to make sure you don't see anything happen, I guess. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna see how the amiibo characters are, because I unlocked
Right.
them, but the missions I'm in right now won't let me add any more than the story characters. And
Right.
I don't want to replay a mission to test them out.
Yeah, I could not recommend doing that.
Yeah, so I don't know. But it basically says like, yeah, they're in your party or they're in your game until they die. Then you just have to retap the amiibo and then they get re-added.
which that's a weird game design.
Yeah,
It's that easy
basically
to get
they're-
them back. Why make me do that? I guess it's
I
so
don't
you
know.
can't like share maybe with someone
Yeah,
else.
I guess the idea is that you need to actually own the amiibo to keep re-adding them.
Yeah, that okay. What mission are you on? Or
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not too far in the game. Like 2-2.
okay. All right.
I got really frustrated during the first chapter because I was trying to run up to this health icon because one of my characters was low on health, and then I got caught in Overwatch.
Yeah.
But the enemy stunned me and knocked me back 5 spaces, which I didn't realize was a thing because the game never explains that.
Well,
And then
it does in some of because I know about it and I remember reading about it. There's a specific stage where there's an enemy that all it can really do is stun you, and then the game tells you. Which here's a pro tip: if you get hit while you're stunned, you get extra damage. So that whole thing is about these tiny little enemies stunning you, and then a big one coming and like really hitting you hard.
No, this is like straight up chapter 1, 2.
No. I'm saying later on you're going to reach a stage where that's the case.
Where they finally explain that mechanic. Yeah, that's great. Because I was really pissed because I'm like, oh, he stunned me and sent me back. That can't happen a second time. I'll go for the health again. That can't happen a third time. Why does this keep happening? Because
Overwatch, I hate Overwatch so much.
Yeah.
And if like an enemy sees you in Overwatch, like don't move. Because I've straight up been like, okay, well he shot me once. Now I'll go across the hallway. And was hit like 3 times in a row because I kept thinking he must be done, right? Like,
Even better is when you're like someone uses Overwatch, you fire without moving, then they get their Overwatch activated, and you just keep alternating back and forth.
yeah, it's a weird game.
Yeah, I have a feeling the more I'm playing this, the more I'm thinking this has potential for a good sequel because I like the aesthetic. I
Yeah,
like the idea
comic
of
book
the
thing
game.
is kind
Yeah.
of cool. Yeah.
There's a lot of things about the game I really like, but it's just there's a lot of things that are just like no, maybe next time. But Fire Emblem 1, I mean, took a lot of work to get right in later games, so maybe it's just a case of that.
Well, this is not their first tactics game though. Like
I
they
know.
have the
This is
advanced.
their first game like this though.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll keep playing it because I just want to see where everything goes and see all the characters.
Okay. There are some cool characters. I'll say that.
Yeah, it does seem interesting.
There's also some weird racial stereotypes, which I don't understand how you do that in 2015, but
Because
They're in that.
Japan,
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Exactly.
it's not really a thing they discuss over there, so they don't care.
Like here's the Native American guy. His whole body's covered in tattoos, and his name is Queequeg.
Nice.
Anyway,
Once you learn to comment in the chat says once you learn to avoid Overwatches, most of the game's actually pretty easy. Also, sub weapons help a lot. I was a little surprised that like at the beginning of stage 2, they introduced an enemy that took away like a third to like a fourth of your health in one move. The exploding guys.
oh yeah, but they're easy to kill. They have like no health.
Yeah.
The ones I absolutely hate are these eyeball guys, where you can't kill them. All you can do is sometimes stun them. I don't even know how. Like sometimes I'll shoot them and they'll be like turned off. Sometimes I'll shoot them and it won't work. But what was I gonna say? They just whoever's closest to you, they just like rain this like ice attack down on you, and you can't really stop it. You just have to kind of run away, and they just pop up repeatedly forever. There's a lot of enemies where it's like, because you're in this map, I'm now just frustrated.
I'm also not sure how I feel about their save points per map thing. It's kind of cool and kind of weird. So there are like these little save points around this like the map, and they're one-time use. So you can use them to basically make a checkpoint that you always go back to in case you lose.
Yeah.
And you have the option of using them to heal either one party member or your entire team, but it costs you medals, and medals are what give you better weapons later on.
I like having the checkpoints there because having to redo these stages, I would go insane.
Yeah.
There's been a couple times where I think it's been like 2 times where I've done the whole restore thing, and it was like, of course I want to do this. There's no way I'm trying again. So I've been fine with it. You get so much medals as is.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure. I feel like
coins, I should say. The medals
I
are
feel like
different.
they're medals. Those
oh,
coins
sorry,
are
it's
actually called
gears,
medals.
Gears,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I just find it weird that they designed the game around that to begin with.
I feel like it's like the enemies are so difficult. It's like, well, I have this thing, which is nice. And I
Yeah,
guess
that's kind of what I
this
mean.
is
Like, if they had toned down the difficulty a tiny bit, maybe they wouldn't have needed it.
Sure.
But then
Yep.
maybe it wouldn't be as interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll see the more I play the game. Went back to Payday 2 because
Yeah, you
it's
did.
spring break in the game, and they added a ton of content since I played last.
Wait, you guys said it's spring break in the game?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
They had an
XP
event
game.
where they were...
Oh, it's not like there's a spring break level where there's just a party, but you need to like
That would be great.
No.
like is
I
it
wish.
22 Jump Street?
No. That'd be amazing, though.
That would have been awesome. Like I'm thinking of like the nightclub level from Kane and Lynch.
It's
but
so good.
it's- you're-
Thank you
but
for
you're
bringing that
actually-
up.
But you're actually just on a beach and it's spring break and you're just like sneaking through all these like mid 20-year-olds in bikinis with your guns or whatever.
In your full suit and mask and everything.
Yeah, and
That'd
you're just
be
kind of
so
pushing
good.
your way through.
Yeah. So how's Payday 2 treating you lately?
Pretty good. So there's a double experience right now for the month of March.
Mhm.
So, and they also introduced Infamy level or 2.0. So now Infamy goes up to 25
25.
instead of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. So I started playing last week at like Infamy 2 level 70 or something like that, and now I'm Infamy 4.
Nice.
And the goals were trying to get me to Infamy 5 before the end of the event. So
You could do that, probably.
yeah, easily, yeah, because
Yeah.
you get an extra 5% experience each time you go Infamous, unless you specifically get like the extra 10%.
Mhm.
It's interesting to see the levels going by so fast now. And after level Infamy 5, you don't even need to pay the 200,000 or the 200 million anymore. It's just once you get level 100, you can go Infamous.
Okay.
And all the new stages, I hadn't played. The last mission I played was the Diamond Heist, and I guess a little bit of the Christmas Heist.
Mhm.
So they've added so much since. You can drive cars in Payday now. There's a specific mission where you rob like a car dealership and then just drive the car to off the map.
Mhm.
It's actually kind of fun, but the driving is really weird. It takes a lot to get used to. Also, if you accidentally move the mouse while you're driving, then that's where your view is going to be.
Yeah.
But your driving is still standard. Like if you were looking forward, so you could look to the right but be driving the wrong way and get yourself killed or stuck.
Yeah, but you could do that in ARMA all the time.
I
So-
guess that's true too. It's what you'd expect driving in a first-person game to be, not the best.
Sure, yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. I haven't done all the stuff. I haven't done all the bomb missions yet. They seem really elaborate and interesting.
Yeah, they're fun.
All the new tracks they added are really good.
Mhm.
They added new DLC came out yesterday where they added Molotov cocktails and flamethrowers.
Flamethrower. Yep.
It's a little ridiculous. Anyone you light on fire starts screaming, so it's a little jarring to be like shooting cops and suddenly hear screaming while they're dancing around on fire, catching other people on fire.
Mhm.
I don't know. I
It's
like
just
it
too
still.
real for you. It's
little
no
too
longer
real.
a game, John.
Yeah, I know. If you die in the game, you die for real.
Oh no. That's so bad. Especially
No,
for that
I-
game.
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying it. I like it.
Cool.
I like the new content.
It's
So,
so-
it's still a
that
good
game is so different from a year ago. It's ridiculous.
It really is. It's insane.
Yeah.
Also, after last night's stream, or sorry, Wednesday night's stream, there was a bunch of games that I got to the end of but didn't beat on stream, so I replayed 3 of them off stream to play them or to beat them.
Okay.
So we beat the Karate Kid for the NES.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, that's only 4 stages. That was pretty short.
Mhm.
Bad LJN game, pretty basic.
Mhm.
Would be Batman for the Genesis, which
Okay.
was another Sunsoft game. It wasn't. I thought it was just a port of the NES Batman game. It wasn't. It's a shittier game.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the NES Batman's really good. Well,
Yeah,
it's
but at
good.
least you you at least get to drive the Batmobile and fly the Batwing in this one, though.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. And one I ended up playing a bunch more after, which was Super Amazing Wagon Adventure.
All right. Yeah.
So I never played this before, but I knew about it.
Mhm.
Basically, it's like a really goofy ass Atari 2600 version of Oregon Trail.
Okay.
You make 3 people. They get in a wagon and then they go on this adventure to try to get wherever. They don't ever say where you're going. But like different events will happen. Like it'll always start off with you in the plains, and you'll like, all right, we need to hunt for food. So while you're driving along in your wagon, there are a bunch of like deer and squirrels coming towards you. So you have to shoot them with your gun and just pick them up while you're driving along. And you have to like avoid like skunks. If you kill a skunk and try to pick it up, you take damage, stuff like that. Each character on your party has 4 hearts. So then it goes a little bit later, like, oh, some bandits show up and start attacking you. So you get shot at by like these bandits on horses, and then they drive in with like a tank and start shooting at you with a machine gun. And then you get to like a river that you have to ford. You have the option of just like caulking the wagon and fording across it, just floating across it. Or you can, one of your members comes up with a brilliant idea to jump over it. So you jump off of a cliff.
Nice.
But sometimes it sends you to space. So, like, the first time we played it, we jumped so high, we ended up in low orbit and shot down Sputnik.
Nice. Okay.
It just keeps getting dumber and dumber, basically, the way you go through. And going on these different tangents unlocks new carts for you to use. Like, I unlocked a spaceship. I unlocked a Triceratops because I landed on Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Jurassic World.
Well, before World existed, I guess.
Sure.
I glitched the game, and then I destroyed the glitch and got a glitch wagon.
Cool.
Stuff like that. It's fun. I like it. It's goofy as hell. And it's just like, the only problem is it's a little RNG heavy, so sometimes you can have some great runs, and sometimes you'll have garbage runs. Like the run I ended up winning on, one of my characters got killed by typhoid. He just ran, the game was ran like, all right, this character has typhoid now, which drains you from 4 hearts to 1, no matter what. You always go down to 1 heart. And then any hit just kills him. So I got one round
RNG?
random number generator.
Okay.
So just random luck basically.
Yeah.
So random luck had another run had 2 of my characters get hit with diseases like that and brought down to 1 heart. So I was screwed to begin with, but it's fun. It's like $2. Recommend it if you like Atari, like simple Atari fun games like that. It's also a twin stick shooter at times.
Okay.
Anything else? Castle in the Darkness. That was the last game I played.
Okay, what do you think of
release.
it?
I like it.
Okay,
What is
I
this
didn't
game?
very much. I don't think it controls very well.
I think it actually controls pretty good.
It doesn't.
What is this game?
Castle in the Darkness. It's a recent game released by Nicholas. It's basically a retro platformer, but it's like one of those hard platforming games.
Yeah.
You're this little knight that runs around, and your basic attack is your sword sticks out slightly in front of you. So you have to run around fighting monsters, trying to save the king and the princess.
Okay.
It's also Metroidvania-ish. Because like there'll be branching paths you can take, or you'll have to come back later when you have a new ability. Right now, I forget how far I am. I just fought like a Gundam, basically. A lot of the enemies and bosses you fight are like references to other things. Like one of the enemies was a giant Bubble Bobble monster.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what else. There are some super obvious ones I'm blanking on right now.
Even like the NPCs and just the little characters too are little references. A lot of references in that game.
It's really reference you in one room you go in, you see a guy who looks like a purple Link says it's dangerous to go alone, take this. Makes a giant chest appear, but it has 1 coin in it, and then he laughs at you.
You can kill him too.
Can you? I didn't even think of that.
You can stab him and he's like, and he dies.
Do you get anything for it? Or?
No.
Damn.
I know, I was thinking maybe if I kill him I'll just take all his shit, but I don't think I got anything from him.
No, yeah, there's weird references like Silent Hill. There's like Cloud's Buster Swords in the back of like a weapon shop. There's a clock tower that when it strikes midnight, you fight a boss, stuff like that. And it breaks once you fight it because there's like a bolt of lightning appears when the boss shows up. It's fun. I really like it. I don't know what problems you've had with controls. I found them to actually be fairly tight and well done.
They don't feel tight at all. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things that I know it's going for like that retro feel, and it does that. So that's fine. But like, I kind of like when a newer game comes out, even if it's like retro looking or sounding, I like it to feel like a newer game. But this feels like you would maybe play it on an NES or something with a control.
And maybe that's why I'm not having any problems with
yeah,
it.
that's probably it. What type of controller were you using, out of curiosity?
PS3.
PS3? Okay.
Yeah.
I also have this shitty fucking like Xbox 360 type controller, and the D-pad on it's not good.
Are you playing with Yeah, no, you want a good D-pad with that. With a good D-pad, that game's pretty fun.
I was thinking, like, I know you have that USB NES pad. That would probably be great for this game. That would be great.
That would probably be really good too. I didn't even think of using that. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would also be really solid.
Yeah, I could see that being good. With the D-pad I had, it was terrible. It wasn't very good. It's playable with it, but it wasn't feeling smooth.
No,
or
I mean,
anything.
I looked at this game and like, I watched a bit of it before I started playing. I'm like, all right, no, there's no way I'm going to play this game with a keyboard. It's going to feel like trash.
Oh, I tried playing with the keyboard. It's the worst. The key bindings for it are terrible.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Had a feeling.
And I don't know if you can even change the key bindings for it. Like it was.
You can.
Can you?
Can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
John,
actually,
you know
a
what
little
game you should play?
What?
Volgar the Viking.
It's
I have played
good.
Volgar
It's
the
so
Viking.
good.
Do you like it?
Eh,
Seems like it would be up your alley.
I liked it. How many stages do you have to beat before you get to a checkpoint, though?
I have no idea. I did not get
Because
very far.
I
That game
was
is
playing it on
hard.
Xbox, and I got through like 3 areas, and I'm like, wait, when am I even getting to like a save? Because I have to leave, and I can't play anymore. And I never went back to it, because I'm not even sure if it even kept my progress.
I think it does. I'm pretty sure I reached a checkpoint.
Like,
so you
I
must have
never
reached
fought
some.
a boss. I never fought a boss at all.
I'm pretty.
I think there's.
I've
think there's
definitely
just
fought a
checkpoints.
boss in that
Okay.
game. There's checkpoint.
Anyway.
There's like a checkpoint at the beginning of a new area and a checkpoint halfway through an area, usually.
Yeah, now, but does that save it so I can actually like
Probably
resume the
not.
game? 'Cause it made it seem like I couldn't, which I'm like, I don't really want to do this again.
Probably not, but I haven't actually revisited it since I played it, so I couldn't tell you actually.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like Castle in the Darkness. It's pretty fun.
Cool.
And that's all I played.
All right, let's finally get onto the news.
Aw, yeah. Some news.
Oh man, that's not much news.
No, it's not. Do you want me to start with what I threw in here?
Yeah,
Go
sure.
for it.
All right, so that new edition of Dark Souls 2, the like remaster and expansion stuff is coming out April 1st on PC, a little bit before it comes out for Xbox One and PS4. And there is a weird pricing model for it. Basically, if you're buying the basic PC version, it is going to cost you $40. If you are buying the DirectX 11 version, which is the upgraded remaster basically version of it, it's going to be $50. If you have Dark Souls 2 but you haven't bought any of the DLC, the upgrade to the like remastered version is going to be $30. But if you have Dark Souls 2 and you have all the DLC, it's going to be $20 for the upgrade. So it's very convoluted and weird. But
That's kind of cool that they piecemealed it, though, if you already have it, as opposed to being forced to just buy it all again.
Yeah, basically. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to buy it because it's a remaster and they kind of reconfigure some stuff with the enemy placements and making some enemies harder, adding some things. So it's not going to be a new game, but it's going to be like maybe a reimagining would be a better word for it. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to the better graphics, I guess. Like it's going to look a lot better when they release it, because they're basically releasing what they are doing. It's called Dark Souls 2 Scholar the First Sin, and it's the release for the Xbox One and the PS4, and they're upgrading the PC version to be on par with that quality, basically. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good, I think.
Are you like sad you're missing out on Bloodborne?
I don't want to talk about it.
That means yes.
I mean, yes, but I can't afford a $500 game. Like I would have to buy the system for that game. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
wait for a price drop, I guess.
yeah. So Bloodborne is dead to me. This is the new hotness coming out soon, which is the old thing that I know I like. At least there's that. At least I know I like it. So
There you go.
that'll be a fun way to revisit that. So that's coming out April 1st. I really hope this isn't just some elaborate April Fool's joke, but we'll see, I guess. The next thing is because, well, not because, but it kind of ties in with John playing Payday. Payday 2, they officially signed. They're going to have 2 more years of full support for Payday 2, which includes the free updates, the paid DLCs, and the expansions. Whatever they want to do with it, they signed on for 2 more years of that. Starbreeze did. So there's going to be a lot more Payday 2 coming out, and I'm sure they're going to break and change the game every single time they update it with a big thing, so that game is going to be way different than we know it now, probably even. So there's that as well. If you haven't jumped on the Payday 2 bandwagon yet, there's probably a reason to. Like, it's going to be changing and updating a lot, so you're not missing out on anything yet. I don't know.
What I'm curious about is what happened with that Walking Dead game they're also supposed to be developing.
I'm pretty sure they're still developing that. So
There's another Walking Dead game happening?
Yeah, Overkill's doing a Walking Dead game.
Yeah, that got announced like half a year ago at least. Probably more.
I'm surprised I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Left 4 Dead, but that's probably fine, I guess. Yeah, so there you go. More Payday coming your way for 24 more months.
Okay. On another note, Zelda Wii U got delayed out of 2015.
Big surprise.
No one is surprised.
Everyone saw that coming.
Yep.
I'm actually surprised at how many people are surprised by this news. It's like, you can't be serious.
Are there people actually surprised? Because I was waiting for people to be upset.
There are some people legit surprised, and I'm just like...
I'm legit surprised they announced it this early and didn't just keep a hype train going until later on.
That too, actually. Apparently it's not even showing up at E3 is what I've been hearing the rumors.
Yeah, no, they pulled out. Yeah.
They said that on Twitter, specifically Nintendo of America did. But like, duh, everyone was saying that. So like, we knew that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure every major Zelda has been delayed. Has gone through a big delay, so.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zelda delays and things we knew probably would happen, or wouldn't.
You're right. That Netflix deal rumor that we had heard from the Wall Street Journal about the show, that's not accurate. It's not happening.
Boom.
Let me try and get the actual quote up. So Iwata said, "As of now, I have nothing new to share with you in regard to the use of our IPs for any TV show or films, but I can at least confirm that the article in question is not based on correct information." So, yeah, there you go. I guess if you're a Zelda fan, you're really sad this week.
Or a Netflix fan, I guess. I just love everything on Netflix. I don't even know Zelda, but if it was coming out on Netflix, boy, I'm on it.
It's gotta be good.
Yep.
And then last thing I saw, this was weird. There's apparently a free-to-play online Halo game with the beta, closed beta only available in Russia right now.
Nice.
Called Halo Online.
Nice.
No campaign. It's a heavy modified version of Halo 3, and I guess if you're in Russia, you can be playing that. It's specifically just for the PC, so I guess there's no plans for coming to Xbox One. So they say, but who knows? That's just a weird thing. Halo Online.
Have I made it public on here? Like, have I talked about my Origin problem I had 2 weeks ago when a Russian hacker hacked my Origin account to play my video games?
No.
Okay. His name was Ivan Boom 95. He was I guess he was like
a pretty sweet name.
He was like a 20-year-old kid or something. He basically stole. I found out because I woke up early one Sunday morning, and I never do that. My phone.
Your spidey sense was tingling?
No, but like there was a message on my phone through my email, and it was EA Origin sending a thing saying, "Did you request a change for password?" And then I clicked the link saying, "No, change the password for me now," because someone's obviously hacking me. And when I did that, I got a Russian email saying the exact same thing from the Russian version of Origin or whatever. So basically this kid had broken into my account and changed the password so that in the time between I got the email that my password was being changed, when I tried to change it back to something I was wanting to make sure no one else got in, he was getting it was sending the email to me in Russian because he didn't change the email address for the account yet. So
right.
I spent all day calling EA. What you do, basically, I found out, is you go to put a support ticket into their main website, and it says, "Yeah, we'll call you in probably like 6 hours or whatever." And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just hang out here then. And Yeah, I don't know. They finally got in. He changed the username for my account, the email, the birth date, everything to all his personal information. So they banned him, obviously, from ever using that shit ever again. So he's completely not able to use that stuff ever again now, I guess. But I had to get in by finding an invoice for the last game I bought, which was Crysis 3, like 2 months ago, when it was on sale for like $5. So...
Okay.
They had to go in through the invoicing, change all that stuff, and set it up so that if somebody wants to log into my Origin, I get a text message now with a code.
Two-factor authentication.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So they set all of that up, and Ivan Boom, if you're listening to this, go fuck yourself, you piece of shit, because that, like, it's not even the fact that you took my Origin account and then not only didn't buy anything, but just tried to play Battlefield 4, that annoys me, but you've made me spend all day talking to EA support, and that is just unforgivable in the worst possible way. But anyways, yes, Russia steals people's stuff, and I guess he just wanted to take my account for a joyride, because when I actually opened up Origin again, it automatically downloaded Battlefield 4, which I didn't want it to do, because like he had set it up to download or something. I don't know. It was a weird situation, but fucking Russia, man. Fucking Russia. That was my story.
Okay, questions.
Yeah, questions. If you want to write in, you can do so at twitter.com/TDP podcast or facebook.com/topdownperspective or topdownperspective@gmail.com. That's the way you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
No, it's just your
You totally went robot on that.
Thanks,
Great.
Robot Paul.
You were,
No
you were
problem.
slowly getting more and more static the more you were talking.
If it makes you
was
feel
pretty
any better, it wouldn't have been robotic on my end since I'm streaming this out. So it
Great.
sounded okay.
funny. That's
Awesome.
good. Who's got first question?
I can do it. Sai Yoshi writes, "Hey guys, so everyone has games that get lost or broke in from time to time. So what's the best game you've lost or broke accidentally?" I don't really lose games that often. My copy of Pokemon Crystal is missing. My copy of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is missing. That was a bummer.
That sucks.
Yeah.
My copies of Pokemon Emerald and Pearl are missing. So
Okay.
it might just be a Pokemon thing. The only other game I'm missing is like Marvel Ultimate Alliance / Forza 2 bundle for Xbox.
Okay.
Back in grade 7, I lent some kid I didn't know very well in my school Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and Twisted Metal 2, and I never got them back. So ever since then, I don't lend games out very regularly, especially to people I barely know at all. And I actually keep
That seems just like a good idea.
and I keep a catalog
Yeah.
of actually everything I own, including DVDs and books and stuff, like in a spreadsheet on my computer. So
When I lend stuff out, I keep that like a note on my phone. Like, this guy has this.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't lose or break things very recently at all, especially since everything's gone digital, basically, in the last couple of years, so.
I was gonna. There was another one. What was it? Oh, my Sega Genesis is just missing. I would love to know where that is, but that whole console and all the games are gone.
I got
One of
I got an extra console if you want it, not extra hookups, but just, like, the console itself.
I might have to take you up on that.
It's sitting somewhere here. I'll go find it later on.
All right.
All right. Garchamp87 writes in, if you could live with someone video game related, who would it be? And the answer is Cooking Mama. Because I would have a home cooked meal every night.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, okay. I was trying to think like a real person. I was gonna be like, no one.
Yeah, living with people is kind of the worst unless you are like in deep with them. So
Cooking Mama. That's a good one. Cooking Mama.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good. Damn it.
I don't think I can really
Like,
top that.
any millionaire ever, so you never have to worry about money. I don't know.
Hugh Hefner from Playboy the Game.
You're gonna be
There
a
you go.
Playboy bunny, John. Dude, with
I'll be their manager.
with as much money as he has, I will wear anything he wants me to if he gives me some. I don't care. I understand where the bunnies are coming from. They're smart businesswomen.
Businesswomen. All right. All right, next one.
All right, next one comes from Dan the Enigma. It says, have any of the TDP crew gotten to play GTA Online Heists yet? And if so, your thoughts? I haven't even played GTA 5.
No. I played GTA 5, but back before the online heists.
God damn it, Dan. You know it's not out on PC yet. Why are you twisting that knife? But no, I want to.
Oh, that's right. It is not out on PC,
Yeah.
right?
I've actually heard that the heists aren't that good.
I could see that problem.
I hadn't heard anything about them.
Okay.
All right. Henry writes in 2 questions.
Mhm.
First one. You are a game designer making an open world game. You make a huge, expansive world with tons to do. When you playtest the game, you get back critique along the lines of, it's full of nothing, and similar sentiment. You don't want to change the size of the world as it is too far along in development, but you want to make the world better. Now, without changing the physical size of the world, how would you make exploring the world more fun / interesting / compelling?
But it's already got tons to do.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. It's full of nothing.
But the second sentence says, you made a huge, expansive world with tons to do.
Okay, well,
And
apparently
the critique says that you didn't.
Well, the critique is that it wasn't fun enough, probably. Like, there's tons to do, but it's all just minuscule bullshit, like Tomodachi Life or something.
I don't know. Maybe, I guess, just add more stuff.
All right, this is what you do. You put in these things the kids have been raving about for generations now called Pokemons. And you sit back and try to count all your money.
All right, this is what you do. You put in these things that kids have been raving about for generations. They're called trains. Kids love trains.
Trains are so good. Yeah.
All right, you put this thing in that all the kids are raving about. Put in. It's called Minecraft. Minecraft's everywhere, and you're good to go.
Minecraft. It's true.
My favorite game is this game that lets me play Minecraft. Not Minecraft itself, but this other one.
Yeah.
Like, how would you make exploring the world more fun, interesting, and compelling?
You add like a double jump.
Give yourself a way to travel faster, but like a fun way, like Burnout style driving.
Or like Crackdown style, you jump higher when you collect ability orbs.
Yeah, that was really good.
Put ability orbs in there, and then you get to jump higher.
Actually, you know
and run
what?
Faster.
That is kind of like, that's a specific example, but that's kind of the answer, is put in something that requires a lot of time investment, just like a dumb little collectible.
But that you get something for. Like, if you're not getting something for collecting, I don't care for it. But like,
sure,
this is something I mentioned with my Ori review, is like the abilities in the tech tree were like worthwhile. I was excited to get an ability point.
Sure, yeah, fair enough.
All right, and his second question. Now for John's museum, do you think he could just remake his apartment in Unity 3D and make it a thing you can host on a web zone? Granted, it wouldn't be nearly as fun, interesting, compelling if you did it in his actual apartment, but it would clearly cause less hassle and be cheaper.
No, but I can make it in Unity 3D.
I was under the impression
including the streets that lead up to it.
Is his apartment the museum? I was under the impression that it was like you would start from scratch with like a space.
No, everyone was trying to make it my apartment be
his apartment. Yeah, that was the specific beginning.
But then how can it grow? Then you have like a finite size.
He's just gotta buy more of the apartments next to him and tear walls down, I guess.
Clearly, I can legally do that. Clearly,
just buy your neighbor's apartment and make that the Sega room, and then the next one the Sony room, and so on and so on.
I think you gotta rent a space. You gotta have like your own, like, you know, your own area to go to, like an office space.
Yeah, like a trendy loft or something. That'd be nice.
A trendy loft. John's video game loft.
Okay, next question comes from Brooke. Was there ever a time when a video game got you into a genre of music? If so, what game and genre?
guess chiptune music.
Mm-hmm.
Vice City got me into that whole era of pop music that I wasn't alive for.
Okay.
Hotline Miami got me into retro wave.
Sure.
Wave. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Yeah,
I
me
can't
too.
think of anything else.
Yep.
Okay, next up is from MCJ88 McJohnson. Which consoles from this generation and last do you guys think will age the best or worst, like a decade plus down the road, once things like online capabilities are shut down?
Nintendo products.
I was gonna say it's Nintendo stuff, right?
Yep.
They
Nintendo
barely
will,
have online.
Nintendo will age the best.
Yeah,
it has.
They don't have.
The proof is in the
There's
pudding. It's been doing it for the last 30-some years, so...
Yeah, once like the Xbox Live store is down, or like the online servers for games are down or stuff like that, they're just gonna be like, all right, can't do nearly as much on this console anymore. The game collection's essentially been halved.
So what do you think is the worst one then? If we're saying Nintendo's the best every time, what's the worst one?
Out of current gen, it'll probably be Xbox One.
Xbox.
Is that because it's like so online focused?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd agree with that.
And also, every game you put on that fucking thing takes up more space than the PS4 version does, apparently. So, based on the fact I have no hard drive space left on my
run into
one,
this hard drive space thing.
I've got 30 gigs left.
I have so
30
many
gigs left.
games. What? Okay, I don't know what you're doing, man. Feel free to uninstall my copy of Shadow of Mordor.
I might have just uninstalled Master Chief Collection. I think that might free up like 60 gigs at least there.
Ooh.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Does that work yet, by the way?
I've been told it's fine now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to put out that free Halo 3 ODST package they're supposed to give everyone as
Has that not happened already?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
That's the
I
good
believe
one,
that's still in development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still need to finish Halo 2 so I can say I've played them all.
Yeah. All right, Cody writes in. Cody Hinsman sent this in last week, but I want to hear Paul's answer. All right. Is there an item you currently own that if it stopped working would legitimate... Dude, my fucking internet was not working for a week. So yes, there are many things that I shallowly, if they stopped working, would be legitimately sad. But more importantly, if my family or girlfriend stopped working, I would be even more sad. So...
Whoa, are you saying your girlfriend is an item that you own? Because, like, hold on there, male white man.
Male white man.
It's about ethics and journalism. I get it. That's it's satire.
I'm gonna add on. If my Wonder Swan or my Japanese Sega Saturn stopped, I'd be really upset because, like, I went to Japan to get those.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we're just talking little things like that, I do a lot of
Yeah, I'm
stuff.
pretty sure last week I said, like, my phone.
The phone is a pretty big one. More for me, I do everything on my PC, including that's like my TV and movie source as well. So that like with my PC dying, it would take out the way like we do the podcast for my side, obviously. It would take out my television and movie watching at home. It would take out my gaming console. Like, it would be a pretty bad thing. So, probably that.
Andy writes, if you somehow discovered a time machine, would you go back into the past / go into the future to alter anything? If not, how would you destroy said time machine?
I feel like you can travel to the past or future and not tamper with shit.
So you just want to watch some stuff?
Kinda.
What would you go watch?
I'd like to see some actual events of history happen.
Like what?
Like the birth of Jesus Christ. God, I'm trying to think of some actual like super good things, like a couple world fairs, maybe.
I could think of a lot of bad things, but yeah.
Yeah. Columbus finding America. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid saying the bad shit because a lot of bad shit came to mind for me too.
Yeah, so many bad things.
There's like nothing jumping to mind that I'd be like, oh, I want to see this.
Yeah. I would destroy the time machine by using it to go back in time and killing the person who made it.
Oh man,
Time paradox. Yep.
and then you destroy the universe.
Yep. I'm good with that. Whatever. I fixed everything.
I think I'd be more interested in going forward in time
Yeah.
and just seeing crazy shit. But then I'd probably go crazy because I know all this stuff, right? But then I could be rich.
Yeah.
Then
I could
would
take
be
future
altering time.
tech back with me. It's be like, look at this
It's really weird
crazy
this question.
phone. It's in your eyeball.
It's really weird this question came up because with the internet outage, I had to resort to just DVDs to like put on before bed after work, and I watched all the Back to the
Smoke
Future.
Signals.
We
You
watched
just looked
all-
at fire for fun.
We watched it all. We watched all the Back to the Future movies, and so it's
Nice.
kind of weird time travel thing discussing that. Those movies
How,
do a good
how
job.
awesome was How awesome was Ball in a Cup?
It's so awesome.
I'm assuming that's all you. That's the only thing you did all week.
Yeah, ball
You're
in a
like,
cup.
this is the-
I wish I had it.
Ball in a cup.
I wish I had a cup and ball.
Ball in a Cup.
Yep. Andrew writes in with 2 questions. Let me scroll down. Yeah, 2 questions. Question 1, what is the most deceptive game title you've seen? For me, it would be Hyperdimension Neptunia U for the PS Vita. I could see
I don't really
that.
know what that means. Okay.
Half-Life 2 Jake and Bacon source for Half-Life 1.
What is that?
That is a mod for Half-Life 2 that adds modes such as Snake versus Monkey, where you play a solid snake and you fight the monkeys from Ape Escape. And it's just basically an arena mod for Half-Life 1 that was actually really fun. They're working on the sequel now, and of course it's called Episode 3.
Okay. So
And
wait,
it's for Half-Life 2.
deceptive, like where they tricked us into playing it, kind of?
No, the name made you think it was for something else. Like they mentioned
okay.
Hyperdimension Neptunia U for the Vita.
Okay, I see. How often does this happen? Like nothing's coming to mind for me.
It's not that often. to
It's
be
not
fair,
that
but-
often because this is kind of how they do the business, right? It's to make sure there's brand awareness.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I played Frog Fractions 2 yesterday and I didn't know it.
There's, I
No,
guess.
we still haven't figured out where Frog Fracture 2 is, have we?
I feel like that's like the big one once it's found or whatever. I guess I could just say Frog Fractions 1 because Frog Fractions does not describe what you're about to play.
No, that is very true. It describes like the first 5 minutes, if even.
Yeah, exactly.
It could
So I guess
describe
that
your
would-
fires 3 hours if that's all you wanted to do, I guess.
Oh, you mean like me? Yeah, that's true. I did. Yeah, if you didn't figure out that you could go down. Yes, there are people that did that. Hi there, Sean.
There's like a support group. Hi, I'm
Okay,
Sean.
yeah.
I spent 2 hours on the surface.
It was like 1 hour, and I unlocked every single ability that there is in that game.
Oh my god.
The whole time were you just like, why are people raving about this?
I was like, is that the joke? Is it just like, because it just keeps going? And because he was saying, like, because you know how you get all the abilities, and one of them is like, you get the dragon, and then you're supposed to, like, get out of there.
Yeah,
But if you don't, you just keep getting abilities, and they keep taking away the same abilities. Like, one ability is like, you get the laser beam, and then the next ability you get is, you lose the laser beam.
Yeah.
And it goes back and forth forever. And he keeps saying, like, kind of funny stuff. So I'm like, is this the thing? Is this it? Is it his funny stuff he's saying? Anyway.
Yeah. All right, second question and last question. With the creator of Danganronpa confirming they're working on the 3rd game, John, did you ever play 1 or 2?
No.
Didn't he
I
confirm that a
did-
while ago?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually get my Vita up and running again, though.
Nice.
Was it not working?
I just had it was just sitting on my coffee table and it's container, just not doing anything.
Nice.
Okay.
It had been dead for months, so I plugged it in, updated it, and downloaded a couple games. And now the memory card's full, so
Great.
Yep.
I'm sure my memory card's definitely full too, but I still need to play that. I still need to play Virtue's Last Reward. So
I still need to finish Phoenix Wright 4 and 5. So
I need to play 2 and the rest. Lots of visual novels to play.
Word.
That's it for questions. Once again, if people want to write in for next week, it's at TDP Podcast on Twitter. There's the Facebook group or topdownperspective@gmail.com. What's your guys' games of the week?
I've given it to Payday 2 too much, so I'm going to say Castle in the Darkness.
You can't do that. It's got to be the one you had the most fun with this week.
All right, then Payday 2.
It's the rules.
Can I name two? One from last week and one from this week? Because last week's was indefinitely Cities Skylines. There wasn't even a question.
Okay.
And this week, it's definitely Life is Strange Episode 2 out of time.
So nothing for Ori.
No. Ori was a solid constant throughout 2 weeks, but those were my highlights of the week separately.
Mine's definitely hard. Ori or Life is Strange 2. And I gotta go Ori. I had so much fun with that on the weekend.
All right. Cool.
All right. Yeah, that does it. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. We'll be back hopefully at the regular scheduled time next week. See you later.